Welcome to Design Your Destiny, your podcast for tapping into the power of your subconscious mind. In this next few minutes, allow me to show you how to tap into that power so that you can create success with ease, form deeper connections, and have greater presence in your relationships, and most importantly, find peace within yourself. My name is Penny Chason, and I'm your host. Hey, joyful souls. It is Penny, and we're back with another episode of Design Your Destiny. And today I have a very special guest with me because a part of designing your destiny is setting your goals and to have a strategic plan of action to get there. I mean, life is going to happen. We have to shift and adjust. But if you don't know where you're going, you don't have a plan to get there, then the less likely you are to get there. So today I have ALoN David, founder and CEO of the 90X Planner. He has a great story. He came to America in 95. He had no business leads, no connections, no university network or promising internships to fall back on. Basically, what he had was himself and his drive and his determination. He didn't even have a solid business idea, but that ambition and that drive and that dream has allowed him to make something of his life. After years of trial and error and trying other people's planners and systems, he ultimately decided that he knew that he could create the ultimate goal-setting system, the 90X goal system. And that was born, and ALoN has helped many other entrepreneurs and business owners effectively set and achieve their goals. This planner system is available in over 100 countries around the world. Wow, ALoN, that is great. And just how many people have you impacted? How many planners have you sold to date?
So first of all, we ship to over 100 locations, just so we clear on that. We don't have stores in 100 places, but we ship to over 100 locations so far. But I would say upwards of 200,000 people at least, because we also have a digital planner. So a lot of those got sold on the digital aspect as well. So
I would say that makes you an expert.
I believe I am an expert. I really believe I'm an expert because when I arrived here, I don't have a college degree. Nobody gave me something. I didn't have a business. I kind of created my own thing, but I always started from this fundamental, what we're going to talk about, and what the planner is based upon. I've created multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses, and I just did it. And I didn't know I had a system until I one day decided to say, it would be nice if it was a system. So everybody could do that. So anybody that comes here and makes $5.25 like I did for 3 years cleaning up shopping centers, they have the opportunity to create their own business. So the first thing that I've always started with was my vision. What is it that I want to achieve? What is it that I want? So when I created the planner, and there's one right here. So when I created my planner, the goal planner, I saw it in my mind before it was done. Where most people get going, you want to start and see the product. What is it that you actually want to achieve? You got to see it in your mind. You got to see the product completed, the colors, the feeling, the thickness, the size. Now, whether it's a digital product or an actual product, whether you're real estate or you want to lose weight, it doesn't matter. You got to see the complete product done. And I've applied it for everything. Even when I purchased a house, I saw that house now. I know exactly how it's going to look before I even purchase it, because now I know what I want to go get, right? So the same thing for the product. So the first step, one of the core principles for goal setting that we use in 90X is start with your vision. That's the head. That's the top. That's what matters the most. Because without that, yes, you could achieve your goals, but you might not. You're just going to get going. So does it make sense, Penny?
It absolutely makes sense, because when I work one-on-one with a client, before we ever do subconscious work, we get crystal clear on the benefits and what their life is going to look like once they've achieved the change. So yeah, exactly.
Perfect. So the first step is the vision. The second step that we do, and there's a sub-step, is your goal. Okay. It's how you write your goal. So if you see the product complete, right? If I see that already sold X amount of planners, or if I have X amount of members, if I want to do this much in real estate, whatever, now the goal has to align. So a lot of people write, I would like to start a business. I would like to sell $10,000. I would like to have 500 members. whatever. And I'm just throwing things because every entrepreneur has a different product, but it doesn't matter. I would like to have a perfect body. Great. That's one way. But the other way is 90 days from today's, you write down, today is December 10th, and have 500 members. I have 90X product complete. I have my course done. I have sold 25 different real estate properties. Whatever the goal is, you write it as it's already done. Because if you could see it done, then why would your goal not align with it? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So that's the reverse. That's the way we do it. The way we kind of reverse engineer it. You want to write it down. It's complete. It doesn't mean you're lying. It means that if you could see it done, the mind doesn't know if it's done or not. The mind doesn't know, oh, yeah, it's done, because it is done. If you could see it done, it's done. Now it's just a matter of getting it, but it's done. It's already created. You don't even have to create it, because everything that you need to create this planner or the product or whatever it is that you're doing is already done. All you got to do is bring the pieces together, but it's already done. You're not inventing anything. The stuff is already there. You're not creating new material. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm going deeper in level to you really got to see that done.
Yeah. And, when people are seeking out, hypnosis and to do the transformational work, that's one of the things that I really try to convey to them. It's the image that you hold in your mind, that your mind is like, oh, this is what we want. And you just, even subconsciously, you begin to spot the opportunities to bring that and create that into your life. It's part of the reticular activating system. It looks for what you want. So you have to be crystal clear.
100% crystal clear. You got to see it done. You need to understand that it's already done. And all you got to do is get closer to it. So once you have the vision, you have the goal. The third thing is the why, the reason, right? Inside, why do I want to achieve this goal? Why do I want to sell 100 properties? Why do I want to have this body? Why do I want to create this product? Why do I want to have 10,000 members in my hypnosis community? Whatever. Just because so-and-so has it, great, copy paste, see how that's going to work for you. Just because it'll be cool, that's not the reason. You want to go in deeper, and I'm sure that'll to do with your client. You're going deeper to find that why, because that why has to be so strong, it's going to give you chills like it's doing for me right now. So you can really keep going when it gets harder, and it will. If you're an entrepreneur, it will get hard. But this is what's going to keep the momentum going. It's going to push you forward. So you want to go in deeper and understand and really push yourself forward to do that. So you want to have a strong why, not a nice why, not because it'll be nice. Go down. So iceberg, go down to the bottom, to the base, go inside your heart, go inside. And that's why usually that's our center in our chart, because we created a chart for the 10 core principles for goal settings. The head is the vision. And then you have the chart in the middle is going to be the why. It's so strong. You need to have that. Make sense?
Yeah. I go really deep with people. A lot of times they don't recognize what is actually driving them to want to let go of fear or to let go of self-sabotage. And we do go really, really deep on that. And sometimes people are surprised and they end up shifting their goals because they find their values are different. That hair-raising piece of it.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's the third core fundamental or principle. And then the fourth one is actually the action. What am I willing to do? What actions am I willing to take every day to reach this goal? I didn't say how you're going to do it. We don't focus on the how. Actually, it's very important. One of the things we don't deal with and we don't care about is how. Because the how does not matter, because we wouldn't know how to do it anyways. The thing is to do the work, and the how is going to show up. Universe is going to kick in and show us how it's going to be done. But we don't have to focus, because if you try to focus on the how, you're going to quit. You're going to say, well, I don't know. If I knew, I would have done it already. Great. You're correct. So you want to focus on actions, small things. So if I want to sell real estate, great. Let me write down my goal. Let me maybe call 100 people, maybe put flyers. You don't have to do them all, but you're creating a list of actions that you can start picking from and doing them daily. So those are the four core principles for goal setting. Does it make sense?
It does. And just let me circle back and maybe get a little bit of clarity around this. You talk about the how. Mm-hmm. And I think that sometimes, from my perspective, people don't even realize that they can take that lack of understanding of how, which you don't need to know yet. You just put one foot in front of the other and keep going. And that can become twisted into the imposter syndrome or I don't know enough.
Okay.
Is that something that you see that's where a lot of people are getting caught up is in the how?
Correct. And that's why is one of the things when I coach my clients is I first of all tell them a how does not matter. Okay. And the reason, maybe if we add an explanation, it'll be more easier. If my goal was to drive from San Diego to LA, which is about a 3-hour drive without traffic too, it could get worse. I don't need to know every gas station along the way. I don't need to know every Starbucks along the way. I don't need to know every restaurant. I just believe that my action is to get into the car, turn on the key, and drive. And as I need the gas station, it will show up. As I need that exit, it will show up. As I need the Starbucks, McDonald's, whatever it is that you need along the way, the restroom, it will show up. I didn't worry about that. How you didn't. Well, I'm assuming people don't do that. They take so right here, there's a McDonald's mile 1.3, and then there's a gas station 7 miles down. Like, I don't think people do that. They believe that they will show up along the way. It's exactly in the goal setting. Your job is to take the action. And as you get forward, as you get closer and the momentum builds up, all those other paths will show up along the way and guide you. And even if there's traffic and suddenly we have to change the plan and go a different way, the goal doesn't change. It's just the plan. We'll just do a reroute and go in a different location. It might take us longer, but we didn't need to know the how behind it. And that's what people get hung up. It's like, how am I going to do that? Well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that's a great metaphor because I see a lot of people who get stuck when I'm working with them. And typically I will tell them, well, you need to find a business coach or, that type of person to help you with that aspect. That's not what I do, but that's absolutely a beautiful metaphor, especially when it comes to people needing to build trust around their ability to get from point A to point B.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that we do that we don't know how. We don't know how we're transmitting this. We don't know how the email just got to you. Like, at least I don't know. I don't know. Like, it doesn't matter. I just need to know that this is my goal. That's going to work. And, the universe is going to do the rest. So we don't need to know everything. And then if you let the how go, suddenly there's more possibility because you're not hung up on the how-to manual thing. Because that's what most people try to do is I need the manual. Give me the shortcut. Like, there's no such thing. It does not exist. And if you did, then it's not going to work for everybody. But anyway, so those are the four. The other 4 core principles that matter over here that are very important. It's act, think, be, and daily. And what that is, and we're going to break it into smaller elements. So act. If you wanted to be a 6-figure CEO, if you wanted to have X amount of dollars, you have your vision, you have your goal, you have your why, you have your action. Good, great. But now, how am I going to show up, act every day? Am I going to act like the 9-to-5 employee? And I don't know if people are working, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, then pretty much you want to quit your 9-to-5. But am I going to show up like the employee? Am I going to be like the CEO of a 6-figure business, a 7-figure business? How are you going to act every day? How are you going to think? How are you going to do? What are you going to do every day to move the needle forward? So you want to act like that person right now, not when you get to the goal, right now. Right? Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How are you going to think? Are you going to think with a positive mindset? When things get hard, are you going to quit? Or are you going to look at the good, not just the bad? Are you going to shift your mindset? Are you going to surround yourself with more people like yourself? Are you going to listen to more podcasts? Are you going to do more activities? Are you going to invest in yourself? How are you going to think differently? Because if you're acting like a 6-figure CEO, you're going to have to think like one as well.
Exactly. And if you don't know how to think like one, there are plenty of podcasts to listen to where people talk about what it is they do day in and day out and share that.
Exactly. And you got to but the thing is, you got to do it every day because, like I said, it all starts from the head with the vision and everything has to align and work together.
Have you spent thousands of hours and dollars working with coaches, doing the mindset work, taking advantage of every course, tool, tip, trick, or technique that you can get your hands on so that you can lead your most joyful, most fulfilling life, yet you still find yourself hesitating or holding back? Then I would like for you to consider a call with our team. Head over to pennychason.com and let's have a chat today and see if you would be a good fit for the subconscious work that gets these blocks out of your way so you can move forward in life.
The third thing is being that person right now. So you're going to act like one, pretend, great. You're going to think like one, and you're going to be one right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, every single day. And it's hard. That's where the habit and consistency and building a muscle comes into play. But if you do it every day, and you're not lying to yourself, think about an Oscar winner. They go into this role. They're not really that character, that person, but they're so into it that they make you believe that that's that person, that sometimes after they're done, that's all you remember about them. They're not really that person. So you gotta acting can be like an actor exactly every day to make yourself believe and everybody around you in the universe that this is who you are. And you're going to achieve your goal a lot faster.
Yeah. And that can be a little uncomfortable for people.
And I'm not saying showing up like a peacock. You got to think like that. You can do tasks that you can hire an employee to do. You got to think about the vision, the big picture every day. Like, yes, I can do it. Even though when things get hard and money's not coming in, that's okay. I can still do this. I can still hire. I can still bring my guys in and pay them and do it and just do it and then do it until it's going to get done. Because you only have to be right one time. You don't have to be right 100 times.
I love that you said that. Because a lot of people beat themselves up when they're not right all the time.
Well, I'm not right probably 99% of the time. I'm always wrong. But I'm okay with it because every step I get closer and closer to my goal. It's one more thing that I want to touch, and then I'm going to say this because it's very important that we focus on who we're going to be on the way to our goal, not the goal himself. People focus on the goal, that 100,000, the members, the 10, whatever it is the goal is. It's who you're going to be while you're working on your goal. That's the most important thing because this way you're making yourself stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger every day that you do that. The goal really doesn't matter, to be honest, because even if you reach it and everything was taken away from you and you're already a different person, you can reach that probably a lot faster, because you're already a different type of person. You have a different mindset. You're positive. You think differently. You act differently. You're being differently. So that doesn't matter. You can do it again. And that's where the value of who you become is a lot more important than the goal itself.
Right. And I love that you talk about who you're being in terms of how you're making decisions, the actions that you're taking, and how it is that you're moving forward. Because a lot of people get lost in the being in terms of the feelings, and they forget about the actions that the person being, the someone who has achieved that goal, they forget about the action steps and they want it to just come. And that's really where planners can come in terms of that motivation and those actions.
That's what all planner is all about. Everything I gave you, that's what it breaks down to, is creating that place where in 90 days you set your goals, you follow the steps I just gave you, and you do an action every day. You just do one action every day. It keeps you consistent. Every week you rewrite your goals, rewrite your actions. You go again. You just go again. You just go again. Look, if you're going to take one action every day, I don't care what action it is, but as long as it aligns with your goal, pretty much, or it's in the direction, we just want to move forward. We don't have to go straight and fast. We just want to take that one step and then another one step. And if you take one action every day in the next 90 days, you're going to get ahead, unless, if you didn't take any, right? I mean, there's just no way around it. You're going to have to get forward, whether you like it or not. So if you start with that one action, and then two actions, and then three actions, you don't have to work for 10, 20, 30 hours. You don't have to do that and kill yourself like people do. You just have to take that one action every day. And that's where the fourth core principle comes in, is the daily. And why I say daily is when you start, okay, day one, I want to start doing something different. Today is the day when I want to work on my 90-day goal. Is what am I about to do today? What action am I about to do today, and how that's going to move me forward, and how that's going to align with the goal? That's what you want to focus on, right? Because you said there's time blocking, you can do this, and you can do this, and you can do all those 25 items on your to-do list. But if they don't align with your goal, they don't matter because they're not moving the needle. And if you focus on that every day, today we spend 2 hours, now I have 2 hours of calls, but 2 hours just creating our core fundamentals, making it clear for our users to understand even more. And I'm achieved my goal. That's it. Monday, next week, we're going to put the content together. That's all we focus on. We don't have to focus on those other small things that don't matter so much. We want to focus on the big picture. Sometimes we have to slow down and things slow down so we can work on a bigger picture. And so things can pick up. Because that's the way it felt for me in the past 3 months. Like I felt things had just been slowing down completely. I said, fine. So this is the time for me to go in deeper and bring in new stuff, new things to really help more people. And not just say, oh, what am I doing wrong? What's happening over here? And this sucks. And let me go look for another job. And no. This is the time for us to go deeper and look inside and bring in the more stuff here, because we have more, right? As hypnosis. I mean, we have so much stuff in there. We just have to bring it to ground level. So every day you want to ask yourself the question, what is it that I'm about to do today and how that's going to move me closer to my goal? And if it's that one action that lines up with your goal, with the vision, and you spend that 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours just doing that, you did that one action. And then you can do the rest of that other stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm always telling clients, 3 small things, 1 big thing or 3 small things. Just be intentional, what it's going to be. And once you've done that, celebrate that you got it done. And if you can get more done, then that's just the cherry on top. But that you don't have to get into overwhelm and overworking, because I could work 100 hours a week in this business and not do one thing that brings a client in the door. Or I could do one thing, small thing each day that brings clients in. I get to choose.
Exactly. And then that's what it is that intention. So what is my intention today? What is my intention today? What am I going to do today that's going to get me closer to my goal? And that's it. If you got that one thing, you're good to go. Tomorrow, you do the same thing. The day after that, you do. That's the daily action that we do. That's where everything ties on. Now, below that, there is another 11 principles, smaller principles that we do, such as habit, procrastination, the story that we tell ourselves. There's just, the list goes on. And that's why we coach clients and we have all those things to help them, because we can just not cover it. Like I told you, it's going to take a couple of hours to cover everything.
Yeah.
And I really give you guys the quick breakthrough.
Yeah. So what do you do with coaching people around implementing the planner and achieving their goals? Why don't you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. So what I do with my clients that we do, and I do one-on-one coaching right now. We're going to start our membership soon again. But what I do with clients is I work with them, first of all, on the 90-day goal. I focus with them on that one goal that they want to accomplish, the one that they try to, and I always ask, how long? Most of my clients have been trying to reach that goal for at least 5 years or more.
Wow.
At least. And because if they really go in and really say what the goal they want, not the one that is close and it's almost right there, the one that they really want, most of them have been trying to achieve it for 5 to 10 years. Because when we need to be honest, we need to commit. And what I do is I really work with them, like we spoke right now, every day, to bring the best out of them, to really make sure they do the best that they can by applying all those principles, changing the habit, the way they show up every day, so they can really reach. And most clients, like I have a client right now that just signed up last week, his goal was $50,000 in sales. Now, when I really jumped in, actually his goal was $30,000 in sales. Now his goal is $80,000 after we spoke, because what he really wanted is 80. Well, what he put is 30 because he's comfortable with 30 because he has already achieved 20, right?
Right.
But what I want to do with people is really help them. Some of them a lot of my clients, they start new businesses. They don't even know how to begin. And that's the first thing I did. It was when I started 90X, I hired a coach. That's the first thing I did before I even researched. And there's also a great tip for the people that want to start a business and haven't yet because they're scared. Because like you said, they're not an expert. They don't think they're an expert. I think they are, but they don't think they are. And obviously somebody else is an expert. Somebody else is doing it. He's better than me. Who am I to do this? Blah, blah, blah. Right, all that noise that comes all the time, pretty much everywhere up here. And that's what I do is I work with those people to really bring the higher self, to really do the best that they can, to really take everything they can. Now, there's one trick. They got to do the work, though. If they don't do the work, you can pay me as much as you want. I cannot guarantee anything. I can guarantee results if you show up every day as the best version of yourself and you do the best that you can do. That's all I want, is do the best that you can do. And if you can do the best that you can do, you're going to get that goal and you're going to get closer. And so far, every client I work with have achieved their goals or at least got to 75% closer, which is a lot if you think about it, because I also stretched their goal 2 times more than wanted.
Well, then 75% is pretty good there. So I really appreciate you coming on and talking about this. Before I ask you to wrap it up here, I just want to say that I've had several of your planners. I'm in the transformational coaching program with Jim Fortin. And in the past, when I was in his business program, I had the luxury of receiving your planners. And for anyone who's tried a lot of different planners out there, this is not a cheap, inexpensive planner. It is a solid planner. It is very nicely bound. There are some great inspirational quotes in there. And in the front of the planner is this entire system and the pillars and the steps that he has talked about. So it's something that is well worth the investment. Go ahead and tell everyone where they can find you, how they can connect with you on social, and I'll let you take it home.
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, so it's 90X Goal Planner. So feel free to follow me and DM me if you have any questions. If you listen to this episode, please take a screenshot and share that with us. We would love to reshare that as well. So I'm on Instagram at 90X Goal Planner. Our store is at 90x.co. 90x.co, and we'll give you a discount code. It'll be in the show notes. You can get 30% off. Now, if you say, well, great, this guy showed up over here to sell me a planner. Great, fine. If you don't want to buy the planner, that's not a problem. Everything that I gave, all the core principles, if you take a piece of paper, A4 paper, and you apply them and do the same thing, you will achieve the same goal. 100%. And you can try that. And all I ask, already, that's my ask, that's my call to action for everybody listening, is to give yourself the opportunity to fail for the next 90 days. Give yourself the opportunity to fail for the next 90 days. Try something different. My planner, somebody else's planner, your wall, a whiteboard, whatever. I don't care. But just try something different, but make sure you do it every day for at least minimum of 21 days, because I think after that, you'll already be part of your lifestyle. So that's the best. So that's where I'm here to. That's my call to action to the listeners.
I absolutely love that, because if you're not giving yourself the opportunity to fail, you're not pushing out of your comfort zone. If you're not pushing out of your comfort zone, you're not going to achieve your real goals in life. So everyone out there listening, go back to the show notes, and those links will be there for you. I encourage you to do exactly what he told you to do. Just re-listen to the episode, take a piece of paper, take the action, and give yourself the chance, the opportunity to dare to go out there and design your destiny. I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on. Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening today. If you've enjoyed this episode of Design Your Destiny, I would appreciate it if you would head over to iTunes and leave a positive review. When you leave a positive review, it's like podcast currency, and we can increase our reach and get the message to even more people that they, just like you, have the ability to design their destiny. And remember, subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.